Well, hello, everybody. It's exciting to give a warm welcome to today's festivities, and that's truly what they are, because this is exactly how Marty would have wanted to be memorialized, not with people dressed in black, but with people dressed in vibrant colors, some even in drag, here celebrating his life and what he meant to the Denver community. Marty wouldn't have wanted us sitting around with our heads in our hands in mourning. He would want us here on his birthday celebrating life, his life, our those who we love. And I'm glad to be here to welcome everybody to give a proper send-off. He also wouldn't have wanted everybody to be bored by a bunch of politicians giving long speeches. So, of course I want to express condolences and, sincere condolences to Marty's wife, Kay, his daughters, Lisa and Linda, and of course the entire Trax family, those who worked with him, his colleagues. And I also want to thank them for the invitation to speak here today. And most of all, I want to thank Marty. When we see the remarkable transition that we've undergone as a state and a country when it comes to LGBTQ rights and equality, it really shows you how far ahead of his time Marty was. Marty had a vision to create a safe place for everyone and anyone to be themselves. And he founded Trax with that vision in 1980. And through the 80s, he expanded to Washington and Tampa and New York, giving LGBTQ people and allies a place to be free from judgment and free from the pressures of society at what was, frankly, a dangerous time for many members of the LGBTQ community. I was born in 1975, so I didn't remember witnessing the horrific HIV/AIDS crisis in the 80s firsthand until we had already turned the corner. But I've heard from so many folks who did. The Trax was a welcome refuge during that very dark time in history when so many lost their brothers, their partners, their boyfriends, their friends, way, way, way before their time. And Marty was there as a friend and an ally to help people emerge from that extremely dark time in our history. Marty hired LGBTQ people to work at his clubs, recognizing what that opportunity meant for so many. Many of them that he worked with went on to start their own businesses, and he did so much more than his role just as a nightclub owner. The LGBTQ rights movement, like any movement, can be somewhat insular at times, and having allies like Marty who empathized with our struggle, fought alongside the LGBTQ community for equality, was so important because it helped change perceptions at tables that LGBTQ people themselves weren't yet at. And that made an enormous difference in helping Colorado and society catch up to where Marty already was, truly a man ahead of his time. Now, when you go to pride parades in major cities, it's mostly straight people. And corporations. It really shows that the vision that Marty had really came to life. And he got to witness a lot of that during his storied life as well. And that's truly the beauty of how far we've come. Marty helped bridge that divide and showed increased acceptance of LGBT people. I remember I used to go out to Trax at the old location in the late 90s. So I would have turned 21 in 96. So there were a few years where it was located there and of course, a few years later, reopened here. But it was really amazing to be able to participate in that experience. And for a whole 2 generations of LGBT Coloradans, Trax was really part of where we came of age and part of our experience. And that's the world that Marty helped create. It's a world that we need to continue to fight for. I know that during his amazing life, Marty understood what he meant to so many people that, never had the chance to thank him personally, never had the chance to tell him what he meant, but Marty knew. Marty knew he meant so much. We're also joined by a number of other dignitaries. We're joined by terrific former mayor. Mayor Wellington Webb is with us here today. Let's give Wellington a round of applause. And I want to introduce the current mayor, Mayor Hancock, who in line with Marty's forward-thinking and ahead of his time vision on social justice has also been an excellent steward, passionate advocate for equal rights and the LGBTQ community. Please welcome Denver Mayor Michael Hancock.